Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Discovering God with Candace. If you are new, thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning guest, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my testimony. I will be answering 4 questions. How did I get to know God? Why did I choose Him? Do I have any doubts? And if I had to do it all over again, would I choose differently? So let's get into it. How did I get to know God? When I was younger, like maybe I could remember like 4 or 5, my parents, they weren't together and they both took me to church. I remember my mom taking me to a church not too far from her house and my dad taking me to a church near his job. And I learned about God from both households. So at a very young age, I just believed in God. Like I kind of want to say it was just like childlike faith that they mention in the Bible when children just believe. That's what I had as a child, and I just believed in God. I mean, I had a few questions like where did God come from and who created God and like questions like that, but I'm all like, it doesn't matter, I believe in God anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much how it went. And then as I got older, my faith started dwindling down, and we slowed up going to church, and eventually I lost my belief in God as a teenager. I mean, I got to a point where I doubted that God even existed. And I remember when I was 17, I was just kind of talking, and I was on the phone with my cousin, and I told her, I was in my room, I told her, when I turn 19, I'll go to God, but until then, I'm just gonna have fun and just do whatever. And time passed. I forgot that I even told her that, because like I said, I was just talking. And my 19th birthday comes around, and on my 19th birthday, it hit me. It was all like, remember you said you're gonna come to God when you turn 19? And I thought about it, and I was all like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just going to wait until I turn 40 like everybody else and then go to God. At least that's what I thought. And I thought when people like turn 40 or 50, oh, it's time to, do good. Let's go to God and do everything right. So that was my new plan when I turned 19, and I told my cousin that on my birthday. I believe it was my birthday. I told her, I was all like, remember when I told you I was gonna, get baptized and go to God when I'm 19? I changed my mind. I'm gonna do it when I'm 40. And we agreed. So that was that. So my plan was to just have fun and, not be burdened by church and doing what's right or doing what the Bible says. I was just gonna have fun. That was my plan until I turned 40, and then that's when I'm going to God. But when I look back on that time, I was miserable. I really was. And just so you know the timeline, my birthday is in the end of April. So skip forward to the end of June, my 19th year, I came to God. And during the whole month of May, I was being attacked by demons, and June too. And that is what led me to coming to God. Like demons would come to me during my sleep, and fear would grip me during the night or day, and I was just scared to be alone. And I don't know what really triggered it, but I believe it may have been, or I think it was me denying getting to know God when I turned 19, even though I said I was. And that allowed the devil to come in, and he came. So all the attacks, me hearing demons and me being in so much fear led me to call somebody that I knew that was in the church. And even though at this point in time I lost my faith, I still would entertain conversations about God, and I would fake like I believed in God a little bit, even though in my heart I didn't. So I knew people in the church, and my parents believed in God, so it was, it wasn't like, oh, I'm an atheist. It was, oh, what you guys are believing is fake, and I don't know. I haven't experienced it, so it may be real, but for me, I think it's fake. So I will talk about it with you guys, and I won't let you know that I don't believe. I'll just pretend like I do. And so I had connections to people of faith, and during this time, all these attacks drove me to calling somebody in the church. Well, honestly, I called my sister, and my sister was all like, and she wasn't an active church member. Honestly, she didn't even really like church. But I called her, and she told me, why don't you read your Bible? And I said, I guess I'm going to take her advice, because I trusted her advice. So I decided to reach out to God, and I picked up my Bible, and I got a phone call from my aunt. I don't know if I called her or she called me. It's kind of blurry, but I got a phone call from her, and then I ended up getting connected to a member at her church, and this is all the same night, by the way, and she ended up starting to pray for me, and I accepted God that night. And during her prayer, God spoke to her about me, and what he said was something that was in my heart that only I knew, which was, you don't believe. And it was crazy because, like I said, on the outside, I didn't let anybody know that I didn't believe, so nobody knew this. But in the middle of her prayer, she was all like, God told me that you don't believe. And right then and there, I knew without a shadow of a doubt that God was real, because nobody could know that. And she didn't know me that well, and she thought I was a believer. So I knew it was God. I knew it was God. And I was all like, God is real. This is real. I can't believe, like, this is really real. This is all real. Everything is real. Like, and it was like a switch that turned on inside of me. And after that, I just started pursuing God with everything I had, because I had to know more. I had to know everything. I had to know, like, all this stuff is real. Everything was real. And I just never pursued anything as much as I did during this time. And I went after God with everything I had. And I never went after anything like that before in my life, just even to this day. So how did I get to know God? I opened myself to the possibility of maybe believing that he might be real. And I don't regret it at all, because he showed himself to me. So why did I choose him? So I kind of already answered this question in the first question, but I'm going to go over it a little bit more. After I accepted God, I remembered that when I was a child, because I completely forgot about my faith as a child, and I remembered that when I was a child, I believed God with my whole heart, and I used to worship him with my whole heart too, as a child, like 5 years old. And I remember also as a child seeing an angel, and I just remember the faith I had. And now when he spoke to me, it was pretty evident for me. It was pretty clear for me, because he spoke to me so much during the first few stages of me getting to know him by choice this time. It's not a question of why did I choose him, but it's more he chose me. Because honestly, the path that I was going was away from him. And I even said that I was going to go away from him until I turned 40. But his grace became available to me after I allowed the devil to come into my life. After I denied him, a couple months later, I was able to call on him and he showed up. And the devil knew that I was special, and that's why he started to attack me. Once he got my confession of denial, he got permission for me to come into my life. And I don't ever want to give him that permission again. So I chose God because he first loved me. He saw me. He foreknew me. He predestined me to be his child. And I want to accept. I wanted to accept. I wanted to accept sonship in God. I wanted to know who God was and who my creator was. And I wanted to know everything about him. And I'm so glad that I opened myself up to him, because without doing that, I wouldn't know what I know today. And that's why I chose him, because he showed himself to me. Do I have any doubts? No, I don't have any doubts. The only thing that I used to sometimes wish was, I wish I wouldn't have lost my faith. I wish I would have kept believing and kept hoping and kept having that childlike faith that I had all the way up until now, because I'll be so much further along. But honestly, now thinking back, I'm kind of glad that I fell off, because now I can relate to people that don't know God or don't believe in God or decided to walk away from God. I can relate to them now, and I can share with them my journey and my testimony. So I don't have any doubts. I do, or I did wish I made better decisions, but when I think about the bad decisions that I made and all the times that I chose to deny God, I'm reminded that God helped me through those things, and now I can use those bad decisions to help others. So in a way, I don't regret all the bad decisions I made and all the mistakes I made, because now I can use those mistakes and bad decisions to help other people and to relate to other people, because I love to get understanding and I love to be able to relate to others. I'm glad that I had those things, or I did those things, or certain things happened to me, so I can relate to other people, because what good would I be if I wasn't able to relate or connect to anybody? So to answer the questions, no, I don't have any doubts. So now to the last question. If I had to do it all over again, would I choose differently? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't choose differently, because I would be a different person. If I did anything differently than what I've done, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't have learned the things that I've learned. I wouldn't have gone through the things that I've gone through. And I've been through a lot of painful situations, but those painful situations helped shape me. And I wouldn't want to be selfish in saying that in order to take away my pain, let me erase everything that hurt me, because by doing that, I wouldn't be any good to others. I wouldn't be able to relate to others. I wouldn't be able to reach out to others and relate to their pain. So I wouldn't want to say that I want to do something differently, or have a different route, or have different parents, or have anything differently, because without the pain in my life, without my mistakes, without my bad decisions, I wouldn't be able to grow as a human, as a person, and I wouldn't be able to relate to others that's going through the same pain and hurt or trauma that I may have been through. I wouldn't be able to get understanding from others, because I would be like, well, I never been hurt, or I never been this, so I don't know what you're talking about. And I wouldn't want to be like that. I want to be able to comfort whenever I possibly can. I know I can't take any pain away. That's only Jesus can do that. But I want to let people know that they're not alone in their hurt and their pain. And I understand because I've been through that. Or I understand pain because I know pain. Or anything like that. So I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't do anything differently. I don't have any doubts. I would choose God. And to this day, I'm going to continue to go after God with everything I have, because there's nothing else. For me, there's nothing else. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. I know it wasn't really any learning lessons. It's just more about me and my testimony. Where did I come from? Who is Candace? And things like that. So if you have any questions for me, comment them below in the comment box. If you want to know more about my testimony, there's going to be a link to my blog in the description, so you can go ahead and check that out and go to the About Me tab and read more, where I put a little bit more details of my testimony. If you like this video, hit the like, share with others if you enjoy my channel, and if you are new and you like this video, please subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.